Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this episode, I want to discuss the three verses of Surah Asr. So in the surah, Allah is saying, Wal Asr, Innal insana lafi khusr, illa allazina amanu wa amilu salihati wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. So Allah starting off by taking an oath on time. He's swearing by time that indeed insan is in extreme loss, except of course for those who have faith, who do good deeds, who join together in terms of spreading haqq, in terms of spreading the truth. And they always show patience and constancy. Now, to explain these verses, assume you have a critical exam coming up. Okay, it's an exam that will determine your future admission into college and the career path that you can take. So, of course, there are two options. One option is that you study extremely hard, day in and day out. You prepare and practice as best as you can. You barely have time to waste because you know that every day counts. If you spend even one day not studying, you feel this immense amount of guilt. And what makes the guilt even worse is when you find out that your friends have not wasted a single day. So while you were busy sleeping or partying, your friends spend that day studying very hard. And that guilt, of course, it drives you to study even harder the next day. And eventually, when it's time for the day of the exam, you feel scared, but you also feel hopeful because you know you have tried your best and you have prepared really well. Now, of course, the second option is that you don't study at all. You know the exam is coming and you know that the exam is vital for your future. It's not like you just don't know, but you keep getting distracted. So at times you realize that you just spend the whole day watching movies and just listening to music, chatting with friends, or just sleeping. You procrastinated the whole time. And when your parents tell you to take the exam seriously and to study, you feel annoyed because you know the exams are important, but for some reason you keep allowing yourself to get distracted. Eventually, when it's the time for the exam, you are terrified, hopeless, you feel extreme despair because you know you're dead. You hate yourself for wasting all that time, but now, of course, it's too late. You cannot escape the exam. You just have to face what's coming. Our purpose in this life, as explained by these verses of Surah Asr, is in fact no different. Allah swears by time that time is ticking away. Insan is truly in loss because despite understanding and knowing the gravity of the situation, despite knowing that the final exam is coming, and no one can escape it. It's the day that we will be standing in the court of Allah. Insan keeps getting distracted by the glitter and glamour of this world. He keeps failing to take life seriously. And of course, when it's the time of the day of judgment, he will hate himself. He will be furious with himself because of all the time he wasted, but there's nothing else that he can do. It's too late. And so who are the ones who will be successful? Those who use this life to prepare for that final exam. They are the ones who work tirelessly to improve their iman and their faith, and they do as many good deeds as they possibly can. And that is why Allah says, إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. So these are the people who truly do believe and they're trying to work hard to improve their iman. And Allah says, وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. So they really are working hard to do as many good deeds as possible. It's not that these people don't sin. It's not that they never make mistakes, they do, but they keep doing tawbah and they try to improve and build on their iman so they can not make the same mistake again. And in addition, they strive to spread the haqq. They strive to spread the truth so that instead of just preparing for the final exam on their own, they love to help family and friends prepare for this final exam as well. And just like that student who is working tirelessly for this final exam, these are believers who end up spending every day doing as much as they can in the cause of Allah. If they spend one day doing absolutely nothing and just procrastinating and delaying things, they end up feeling guilt, especially when they look towards others who are really racing towards Allah. They feel guilt and then they get up and they try and strive even harder the next day. And most importantly, they have patience, they have sabr, which means when they are faced with challenges and difficulties, they don't give up hope in God's mercy. They don't think negatively of Allah. In fact, they continue striving in Allah's cause, having complete trust that the Almighty will remove their hardship. They just have to make sure that they do not get distracted. So these are people who understand that just like the glitter and glamour, the luxury and comfort of this dunya can be a distraction, difficulties and hardship can also be a distraction because they can make us become negative and hopeless and make us lose focus of our mission. So this surah is a beautiful summary of what really is the purpose of our life and what are we supposed to be focused on. So please, in the comment section, do share your feedback. What does this surah mean to you and how can you relate to it? Assalamu alaikum.